Well, then Manchester United have got their man in Antony. He did have to spit his toys out of the pram to get the deal over the line a little bit, but it looks like Antony now will be a Manchester United player. But what does that mean for the rest of the forward line? He's been given a 5-year contract to June 27 with an option until June 28. Manchester United seemingly do have a little bit of depth, at least, in the wing areas, despite having a little bit of weakness in the striking position. The most interesting thing about this signing, I believe, is how well Dalot and Sancho have currently been linking up on the right-hand side. And is that an indication of, one, where Antony will play, or is it an indication of we might have to rebuild some relationships on the opposite flank? Antony, I think, will be exclusively used on the right wing. I don't think there's any danger of us flipping him over to the left or trying him down the centre. He's going to hug the byline. He is going to provide an outlet for United in possession. He is going to stretch the pitch, and he will leave a lot more space centrally for Bruno Fernandes. Dalot's been taking up a lot more of an inverted position whilst United are in possession, and I don't believe that is coincidental. I think a lot of that is in preparation for Antony's arrival. Sancho's start position has been a little bit wider on the right than it would perhaps normally be. Sancho loves to operate in the sort of half spaces, whether he's on the left or the right. He likes to start a lot wider, very reminiscent of what Antony does, where he starts right on the touchline to come in onto that right foot. When he's been playing on the right, he starts a little bit narrower so he can go around the outside on the right. But he has been starting a little bit wider, and again, I believe that is in preparation for Antony arriving. He is generally more the width provider, where they used to use Tadic as the more inverted winger on the other side. And I believe that might be an indication of what we're going to see from Sancho or potentially Rashford if he's the one that's chosen on that side. Antony and Dalot could be quite a balanced and hopefully very fruitful partnership. Dalot's inverted role allows him to link up both on the inside and on the outside, and either way they're going to be looking for the different angles with each other, both triangles and angled lines, something Antony did extremely well within Ten Hag's system last season with Mazraoui. And it also means Dalot can offer underlapping runs, and the defender has shown that he's got the energy to both get on the overlap and the underlap if the opportunity presents itself. Antony has enough creativity, trickery, and confidence, which is important, as well as vision, to try and utilise that sort of thing to his advantage. If the defender spots the run of Dalot, maybe on the underlap, and is at least distracted by it for a momentary second, that's the sort of advantage Antony will use to be able to get in and attack the box himself, or he can then flip it and send it round. Antony prefers to hold his width because with his back to the touchline, he has the full view of the pitch. You can see where every single player is, where every single defender is, and he can create freely and move around into those areas in the wide area or in the half spaces where he can affect the attacking phases of play for Manchester United and really start to hurt the opposition. United really lacks a left-footed out-and-out attacker, especially compared to the other top 6 teams. You've got Saka, Salah, Kulusevski, Mahrez, Havertz. So Antony is the perfect component to bring in and address that really strange sort of conundrum that United have found themselves in. He enjoys hanging really, really wide on the right-hand side, and I think he's probably instructed to do so by Ten Hag. He gets to gain momentum by picking up the ball and driving inwards. His acceleration from a standing start is absolutely ridiculous. He's got elite balance, fantastic low centre of gravity, and that allows him to remain on his feet even under heavy pressure. And he is a hard worker, and his endeavour will be a massive asset to this United side. In the Champions League last season, he was the player that Ajax really relied on to create openings just out of nothing. And for some of the metrics in that, he actually ranked amongst the best in the competition. He was joint 10th for passes into the penalty area, joint 10th for crosses with 23, and joint 2nd along with the likes of Mbappe and Lewandowski for goal-creating actions with 10. So even though you can correctly pour a little bit of scorn on him in Eredivisie and how does Eredivisie translate to the Premier League, and I think that would be a fair criticism and maybe even worry coming into this season. But what you can't do is dismiss how competitive the Champions League is, and certainly how competitive it is for a side like Ajax. So if he's putting in numbers that rank him amongst the elite in the Champions League, then you have to respect those numbers. He also ranked first in the competition for goal-creating actions per 90 with 1.57, showcasing just how crucial for Ajax he was. Now, if United are going to line up with Sancho on the left and Antony on the right, and I think it's probably going to be Marcus and Tony Marshall down the middle, or probably even Ronaldo if he manages to stay, and I'm sceptical. Antony's going to slot in perfect along that into a high-octane counter-pressing team that Ten Hag demands. Out of possession, he is tenacious enough to win the ball, and he's got that sort of South American fire about the way he plays that, as Ajax have just found out, when he decides he's off, well, he's off, and he's going to be a dick about it. But while you've got him motivated, while he wants to be there, it can be a real asset. His defensive numbers are outstanding, and it's a true testament to how all-round his game truly is. And the high-intensity, counter-pressing style of play that has been incorporated from Ten Hag, he ranks in the top 15% for tackles in the final third, in the top 3% for interceptions with 1.8 per game, 8 per game, and the top 9% for tackles and interceptions per 90 minutes. United have got a real talent here. I don't necessarily believe the price that we've paid represents any sort of bargain or value, but if he's able to replicate the sort of impact that he had at Ajax, then his price, Casemiro's price, and Martinez's price won't be in question much longer. United have really retooled this squad with some big signings this summer. Let's hope they can all be integrated and start to play to the potential that they have. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.